What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Werewolf's Den. Real quick, we're going to take a look at something I missed over the last couple days. I think it came from the D23 event that came out this past weekend. But it's something I'm kind of interested in because it kind of plays into an aspect of Marvel I don't think we've really gotten into yet. So I am a bit intrigued. Maybe you guys have seen it, but if you haven't, I'm going to take a quick peek at the Werewolf by Night trailer. That's a throwback to a really old book that came through, I think, in the 70s. Let's take a look, and then we'll go over a couple things.
This Halloween, you can't escape the shock, the terror of Werewolf by Night.
Tonight, it is every hunter for themselves.
Good luck. I'll be rotting for you.
But one of you is a monster, masquerading as one of our own. I can't wait to find out what breed of evil you are. You wanna see this, darling?
Please don't do this. Death is coming for you!
Werewolf by Night.
Oh, cool. Next month, too. So that's Werewolf by Night, guys. I like the look of it so far, I'm not going to lie. I think it's a visual style that Marvel really hasn't dipped into pretty much at all, outside of some clips from, some sections of Multiverse of Madness, where they're throwing it back into a really old school, noir-inspired, old black and white-inspired kind of aesthetics. That could be nifty. I'm not sure if they can pull off the subject matter. If my history serves me correct, this comic came out in the aftermath of the Comics Code Authority from back in the day, when I'll throw up the graph on screen here so you guys can see that there used to be a set of rules that comics could have and couldn't have certain subject matter. They couldn't even have certain words and titles, as you can see here on the screen now. So this book definitely had its origins as part of like a counterculture that came through back then and evolved over time. Werewolf by Night had a couple of prominent runs in the 80s and 90s. The title character, Jack Russell, allegedly the writer didn't know that was a breed of dog when he named the character. He's teamed up with Spider-Woman. He's teamed up with West Coast Avengers. Featuring prominently in a couple of the bigger story arcs is the Darkhold. So it's kind of interesting that Marvel's pulling this particular character out now after we just saw the Darkhold for the first time in Multiverse of Madness earlier this year. So this stuff gets into some grim some grim subject material. It skirts on the it's probably going to skirt overtly on the horror and the blood that I remember some of the older issues having, given that it's Disney Plus. But I'm still interested to take a look at what they do with the character. And it's also interesting that they focused on the character's original iteration of Jack Russell and not Jake Gomez, who kind of took up the mantle of Werewolf by Night later on in the character's run. I think that was more like a 2010s kind of run. But on the concern side, I don't want to get too deep into it because it's just a trailer and we really don't know. But it looks like the writing team on Werewolf by Night did WandaVision, which most people I think probably liked. A lot of people didn't like the ending, just how Wanda got away with it. I was super sad and had the feels, so I got to enslave people, myself included. I thought that was a bullshit way of letting her off the hook.
They'll never know what you sacrificed for them.
But also one of the other writers headlined Hawkeye, which underperformed at best, if we're being kind about it. It's also interesting to note that it was on IMDb and on the Disney Plus homepage. I believe they've already preemptively labeled this series as a comedy. And I mean, I guess that could kind of work just based on kind of the goofy tone that they gave you in the trailer. But they could play this up serious if they wanted to, and it might be nice to get a change of pace from some of the the really over-the-top comedy that we've had on Disney Plus with the MCU shows with She-Hulk. That's allegedly a comedy, and I haven't seen any evidence to suggest that. But just some of the goofier, charming stuff that's come through it, like from Miss Marvel. That's about as much comedy from them as I think I could tolerate. So they are coding it like that, but there was a quote somewhere that Kevin Feige had said, even though it's funny, it is edgier, darker, and scarier than anything we've done on the platform so far. So who knows? I guess we'll have to keep our fingers crossed. It's October 7th. Looked like it was the debut, so we'll be checking in on this one. I think my regular concerns are probably still going to be there. I'm not a fan of the Disney Plus format when it comes to these shows. I don't think 6 episodes is enough, and when they seem to give more episodes to shows like She-Hulk, it makes me regret saying it's not enough. I'm still in shock that show is going to get a 9-episode run, and some of the other ones preceding it have only gotten 6 to 8, which I think is ridiculous. They really screwed the pooch on that one. So that concern aside, I guess we'll have to just wait and see. But that's all I got on this one, guys. Comment below what you thought of Werewolf by Night. You guys interested in seeing more horror stuff come out of the MCU on Disney Plus, or would you prefer they stick completely to the regular superhero stuff? Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by.